attacks on the jury in Amber's appeal brief, and so much more. Part 3 coming right up. Fuel me once here, driving instructor of the world. Very interesting that the court closed Friday after Thanksgiving at 4:45 p.m. This brief was filed 4:41 p.m., so nobody could see it until after the weekend. So in the last episode, part 2, we were looking at how the jury determined Amber's abuse accusations to Johnny were actually a lie. Well, in the brief, Amber attacks the jury at least 5 times. She says things like, they must have concluded this, or only a reasonable jury would think this. It's really audacious because, again, the jury is the one that determines the facts of the case, not Amber, not Johnny. They just bring evidence and their, suits, their cases, even their accusations. The jury is the determiner of fact, and the judge rules on those facts if appropriate, like a sentence. The judge rules on the law, the jury rules on the facts. Well, the appellate court is only ruling on the law, not on any conclusions by the jury. Amber even says, they misunderstood an instruction. What? How do you know what the jury's thinking? That's a mighty big presupposition. And this kind of attitude underlies her entire brief. Her attorneys, and these are the new Ballard Spahr attorneys with Rottenborn, don't even understand how language meaning works. She's trying to argue for each of the 3 statements individually, completely out of context, one with another. So she looks at each statement and her team will make a legal argument about it, but you have to take all 3 statements into account to refer to Johnny. They're all referring to Johnny. She became a victim 2 years ago when she filed the TRO against Johnny. And everybody understands this because we don't just look at meaning in isolation, we look at it in a context. We're not just looking at level 1 meaning, which is like a dictionary definition of a word. That also includes reference, by the way, so referring to Johnny. The second level of meaning is the emotional appeal of each word, like the difference between smell, odor, and aroma. Odor has, what's that odor? What's that aroma? Totally different connotations, emotions, positive and negatives. But meaning in context, or what we call script theory, is meaning with everything you know about, how to read an editorial, how to read an op-ed, how words refer to other things, how one sentence refers to the last sentence, all kinds of things. This brief is a linguistic nightmare. It's so backwards in terms of law and language.